Welcome to Mindful Birth. Today we're talking about the transition and the adjustment to being new parents, particularly being a new mother. I think many of you may have seen the Guardian article making the rounds, a comic that really looks into the household wars. So for anyone who's had a new baby, you'll realise that you've now got this entirely new being that requires so much care and so much planning and so much attention. But then at the same time, you have all of the normal responsibilities in your life and your family life, paying bills, doing the food shopping, cooking, but then we have this whole new dimension. One of the things that we try to do with parents to help prepare them for this massive change is we go through a process in our active birth workshops sometimes, and we teach you how to do this on the Mindful Birth trainings. And this little exercise is called responsibilities. Who are they? And we give a tick sheet to each parent. And on that list, we have things like paying the bills, putting out the shop, putting out the bin, doing the washing, cooking dinner, cleaning the house. And we get mum and dad to fill one out. And then we get mum and dad to sit down together pre-baby and have a look and see if their responses match up. Now, often what happens is those responses don't match up. So particularly if this is not for single mums, but for women in relationships, de facto, married, whatever, if they are staying at home with the baby, quite often the responsibilities seem to be that all of those responsibilities are hers because she's not going out to work. So this is very much the unpaid, unseen, invisible work that women do largely in the household when it comes to running a house and taking care of children. Now, this comic that's going around, and I've posted it below, is really great because it looks at the way in which we often hear from men in households, well, why didn't you ask? You should ask me if you want me to do something. But the problem is for women, if you have to get to the point of asking, it's often just easier to do it yourself. So when we have a family, what tends to happen for many women is they become the household manager. So in their head, they're basically project managing the family. They're storing information about work, about childcare, about events, birthdays. Oh, have I ordered the party supplies? Have I invited everyone to the birthday party? Certainly this is my job, which I choose to embrace. And we have all of these things on our mind. So we're massively project managing our household. Now, I want you to think at work. If you get a promotion at work and you're project managing at work, are you still doing all those jobs that you previously did? If your answer is yes, then you should probably ask for a pay rise. But usually what happens is no, you're not working, you're not doing those lower level tasks. You're now looking at bigger picture. You're managing the situation, you're managing the project, you're liaising with lots of different people. So even though women's work at home is unpaid, that's in terms of often if they're working, doing the cooking, the cleaning, the childcare, then there's a whole nother level of unpaid work that's not done. And that's the work that we do up here every day, figuring out, what have they eaten for breakfast? Do they therefore need some vegetables at lunch? All of these little things that are constantly weighing us down. And really, it's very difficult to feel completely free from that. So while the feminist comic offers some solutions, but they require massive cultural shifts and change. So I'll tell you a few of the things that we've done in our household that have seemed to really help. One, we've just accepted that I'm the manager in the household and I delegate the tasks. I'm okay with that. And so then I don't ask, it's quite clear the expectation. So in terms of the housework, we're quite even. We have also hired a cleaner. I don't really have a huge cultural or social concern with that. My cleaner's paid very well. She's paid every week. We don't take time off the cleaning if we're not here. We have someone come stay in the house. So there's a little bit of security there for her. The rate in which she's paid is actually higher than the award rate, and much higher than the award rate actually if she was working in a cafe or with reception. And so I'm quite comfortable with that. It's a really good solution. If you are arguing over housework and you are fortunate enough to be able to have a little bit of disposable income, or just redirecting income from other things like don't buy clothes or too many coffees and use that money to get a cleaner. It will be a great starting point. And then you need to delegate areas. So for example, we all know that organising things like sport. If we have a very active child, there's coaching, there's umpiring, there's buying the clothes, there's getting the shoes, there's paying the fees, there's bringing them to training, there's bringing them to the game. Hand that over. So hand it over to your partner and say to your partner, him or her, for many of us it's going to be a him, say to him, that's your deal. I don't want anything to do with it. I'll be there at the games, I'll cheer our child on. I don't want anything to do with organising it. I already have enough to do. So that's one little solution we've come up with in our house. So cleaner and delegating areas of responsibility. Other things, just have blanket rules about what you do and you don't do. I don't empty the dishwasher. I don't take out garbage. So if there's really certain things that you hate and you can negotiate with your partner who doesn't dislike them quite as much, then you move into having different areas of responsibilities. So if you have those different areas of responsibilities, then it can begin to lessen the mental load just a little bit. And then if all else fails, you can do what I've just done and organise with your girlfriends and take off to Bali for a weekend so you can have a really nice break. Of course, that requires a certain level of affluence and ability to do that. But the other thing that you can do is, as long as you are living in a home with a partner who you do trust with the health of your children, just leave. Walk out for the day. I'm gone. See you later. I'm taking Saturday off. And take time for yourself, because at the end of the day, nobody is going to give you that time. So you really do need to take it. Otherwise, you might end up feeling quite unhappy, insane, and just not enjoying your life. All right. Enjoy reading the comic.